Darcy Caswell, the Youth Services Coordinator with the Central Rappahannock Regional Library here. Hi there, Darcy.
Hello.
Exciting times. The library is now open.
Yeah, and we've been open, so we started doing curbside pickup a year ago, and then we opened up our buildings for customers last October. And now, as the governor, as things have eased, things continue to broaden. So now our libraries are open. There's no restriction on how long somebody can stay. Of course, the building capacities and physical distancing has been lifted. So, so please come into our buildings. You can browse, you can use computers, we've got printing, we've got notary service, meeting rooms, study rooms, all kinds of things going on in the library.
It's got to be nice to have it all back. And we've all been waiting for these kind of things, and it's just, for all of you, it's got to be nice.
I tell you, folks who work in public libraries, we do it because we love helping the community, and we love talking with and serving the individuals in our community. And so the more people we can get in our libraries to interact with and to help, that just makes us super happy. And I know that folks in our region are very excited. Every time somebody comes back to the library, maybe they haven't been in the library since 2020, and as they continue to come back in, they just tell us how happy they are to be back in the library and that they've missed us, and we've missed them too.
Well, you're all such people. You're a people person, and you and all of you, and it's just, I know it was hard. You were able to still get information out, but it's not the same.
It's not the same, and we were very happy to, we worked really diligently to get out as much electronic information as we could on our website with our databases, having people sign up for library cards online, doing our online programs and all of that. And, but I tell you what, that face-to-face contact, there's nothing beats that.
Now, curbside pickup still is available, isn't it?
It is, so it's interesting, and I'm sure, you talk to a lot of business people, but it's really interesting the things that we have learned in the past, 15 months as we adjusted our service to fit the needs of our community, for safety and whatnot. So we started doing curbside pickup, and it's really interesting. It continues to be incredibly popular. And so we don't really see any end in sight for curbside pickup. There's a lot of people who, very busy lives, and it's much easier for them to zip up to the curb and pick up their items and to, park and run in. Yeah. There are folks who have mobility restraints where it's a heck of a lot easier for them to just pull up in their car on the curb instead of, try to navigate into the library. So, yeah, we don't see any end in sight for curbside pickup.
No, it's like a drive-through. It's like the library to go.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the last time I talked to somebody from the library, it was just before the youth services floor at the downtown library was going to be closed, and all that work was going to be done. What's the status of all of that?
Yeah, so second floor is closed. So the second floor in our Fredericksburg branch is the youth services floor, and up until about a year ago, the adult fiction collection was also there. So the building's been going through a renovation, and we've been kind of doing it floor by floor. And so about a year ago, the adult fiction moved up to the third floor because the third floor went through a huge renovation. And have you been up to see the third floor yet, Ted?
I have not, and I want to, because I can remember being up there years ago and just the view itself. But I know that it's a lot is being done there, or a lot has changed up there. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, so the third floor is gorgeous. We exposed some of the brick walls, opened up the space, created some study rooms, and the view across the river to Chatham is just amazing. So by moving the adult fiction off of the second floor. Now the second floor is undergoing renovation, and that floor is going to be entirely devoted to youth services. So that space is going to get new carpeting. Right now it's being painted. We're going to get new shelving. We're turning one of the rooms into a programming room. So once we go back to in-person programming, our Grow a Reader classes will be up there. Our Fabulous Fridays will be up there. The Maker Lab will also be up there. And it's going to be really incredible. I cannot wait to see it finished. Right now we're scheduled to receive the shelving on June 24th. So the entire branch will be closed on June 24th. That's the schedule right now. So that because they bring that shelving in with semis, and of course it ties up the elevator, and so we need to be closed that day because of all the hubbub that happens with that delivery. And then the shelving will be installed. We'll get the books back on the shelf, and as soon as the books are back on the shelf, then the second floor will reopen, and it's going to be gorgeous.
But you talk about repurposing a building, and this building has gone through a makeover here, and boy, it is really going to be something to see. The whole building now, especially the second and the third floors, all the work that's been done. Yeah,
it just looks. Of course, the bones and the structure of the building are the same, but boy, to be inside of it, it just feels completely different.
I can't wait to. I just can't wait to see it. It's such a historic building, and just to know that it's in such good shape, and now being fixed up on certain floors. It's exciting stuff. I can't imagine the work that it must take to take all those books off the shelves and then put them back on.
Oh my goodness, it is a lot of work. Yeah, and I have to say, our folks working in that branch, man, they did it so fast. They're just like they had like an assembly line going, and and of course when we did that, the physical distancing and all of those restrictions were still in place. So we did that, abiding by those safety precautions, and still we thought it would take longer. But they still got it done super fast. And so, so now all of these services collections are on these enormous book carts that I don't even know how much each one of those carts weighs right now. But, and then getting them back on the shelf and, organizing them, that'll be a process. But it's so fun. It's so fun to see it, come to fruition.
Yeah. Hey, talk to me about LinkedIn Learning, because LinkedIn Learning, isn't that the new name for it's a new name.
What was lynda.com?
What was lynda.com? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So lynda.com, of course, is a very well-known training, video-based online learning and training. Lots of companies use this. Central Rappahannock Regional Library has had a subscription to that, but lynda.com has transitioned and has now become LinkedIn Learning. So it's a tremendous resource for everybody in our region, business people, individuals who are learning new skills to become marketable, either in their current profession, or maybe they want to switch to a different career and they want to gain some skills in, different software or, social media, photography, video editing, design, all of those things. You can do the online learning, and then you can get a certificate at the end to show that you have completed that program, which you can then, use. You can put that on your resume, or you can show that to your employer and whatnot. And, businesses or individuals, of course, can pay for these services, if you want to get them sort of privately, but you can get them for free with your library card. So no need to pay for a subscription. You just come to librarypoint.org, and you can find LinkedIn Learning, and you just create an account, and you can access thousands and thousands of different online learning topics. It's pretty amazing.
It is a great site, and I've used it before, and it's like you said, it just has so many things. Sometimes you can just kind of get lost in looking at all the kinds of things and think, oh, I'd like to do that, I'd like to do that, I'd like to do that.
Yep. Yeah, it's tremendous. And then there's classes there too for people who, just want to do some enrichment as well. But the classes available for career advancement and that kind of thing they're incredibly rich. Yeah.
Yeah. Darcy Caswell here with the Central Rappahannock Regional Library. She's the Youth Services Coordinator. I'm going to let you, Darcy, talk about there's in both the youth services world and the adult services world, there's a lot of things going on in the next little bit.
Yeah. So, and I know we're going to talk about summer reading in a minute, but of course we're into summer, and especially in youth services, we really kick it into high gear for summer. I know, we've talked before about the importance for kids and teens to read over the summer to avoid summer slide and learning loss. And so we have a really big slate of online performers that are focused for youth. That actually starts this week. So I think we've got at least one performer, online performer every week through the beginning of August. So we've got Bright Star Theater, who's going to do some theater productions. Got the Velveteen Rabbit and Aesop's Fables, and a show based on Little Red Riding Hood that has an anti-bullying message. We've got Tommy Terrific's Wacky Magic Show. We've got puppets, got Rainbow Puppets doing different productions using puppets, and they incorporate music. And then we've got the Wildlife Center of Virginia, who's going to be doing a presentation several times during the summer. We've got science tellers, who are now known as Tailwise. So that's a STEM combination of science and storytelling. Mm-hmm. We did just a huge slate of online performers this summer and programs. And so I would encourage anybody who has preschool through probably sixth grade, check out librarypoint.org/events, and you can find a full listing there. And then, of course, for our preschool crowd and the babies to preschool crowd, we've got our grower reader classes. We just put up on the website a new grower reader special that focuses on our summer reading theme of Reading Colors Your World. And then we have lots and lots of other recordings of grower reader classes. So those are really fun. And then, of course, ongoing, we have our Pause for Reading and our Time with a Therapy Dog, where kids and teens and adults can sign up for individual 15-minute sessions to read to a therapy dog. That's an incredibly popular program for people of all ages. So things are happening in youth services this summer. Oh, and then also in our branches for June, July, and August, for the first 2 weeks of each month, we're going to have grab-and-go activity bags for kids available in all of our branches. And then every week throughout the summer, we're going to have a activity booklet that folks can pick up that focuses on the summer reading theme, which is Reading Colors Your World. So lots and lots of things going on. Those grab-and-go bags, you can pick them up in any branch, or you can request them via curbside pickup too if it's not convenient to pop into one of the branches.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as adult services, what's going on in that world?
So lots of things there as well, and great variety for adult services. There's a book launch for Tracy Hunter Abramson coming up. That's on June 8th. And then there's Juneteenth Q&A with Stafford NAACP Youth Council.
Okay.
That's going to be a really great event. So, Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States. And 41 states now and the District of Columbia recognize Juneteenth as a state holiday or a holiday observance. So it's gaining recognition. So this event will be, it's a Q&A, again, with the Stafford County NAACP. It's online. You just click on the link in the events. I should have mentioned, too, all those youth events, the link to get to those is in each of the events on our website.
Okay, and again, librarypoint.org will get you there. You mentioned summer reading, and that is another exciting time at the library, really for all ages now.
It is. Summer reading is for all ages, babies, kids, teens, adults. It's really fun. We have, and I know you did winter reading, so you experienced so the online platform Beanstack. We're using that also for summer reading. It's super easy. There's an app. Did you use the app for winter reading, Ted?
Yes. Yeah,
super easy. You just click, you log your books. It's very easy to track your progress on the go. So for people of all ages, you log your books for adults, or for kids, you log your minutes. And then for kids, there's incentives at each level. This year, we're doing something new, which I'm super excited about. For kids and teens, we're giving milestone tags. So it's a lot of the schools use these. So they're called brag tags, and they're kind of the shape or general size of like a keychain fob. And at each level, there's a unique milestone tag. So when you reach 150 minutes, it says 150 minutes. And then when you get to 300 minutes, you get a different tag that says 300 minutes. And so kids and teens can collect these all summer long. And then at 1,000 minutes and 2,000 minutes, they also get a book that they can choose from. And then for adults and kids and teens, we're doing weekly prize drawings of e-gift cards. And then at the end of the summer, actually in September, we do raffle drawings for some bigger end of summer reading prizes like iPads, bigger gift cards, book bundles. So all of those are really popular.
One of the great things the library does, Darcy, is whether it's, what you do for winter reading for adults, summer reading, and all the different prizes for kids and all, you get people in the habit of reading and you make it fun. And that's really what you want to do. You want to make it fun. Well,
reading is fun, or it should be fun. Yes, I totally agree. And, our goal, or, one of our big goals is to help people make reading a part of their everyday life and a part of their lifelong learning. So reading, of course, when people are babies, their adults are going to read to them, and then as they become older, then they become independent readers, all the way into adulthood. And even, as folks maybe get older and eyesight gets a little problematic, we've got audiobooks and we've got large print books, and we just really want everybody, people of all ages, to make reading part of their lifelong learning. And of course, sometimes all of us read for maybe sometimes there are things that we have to read, but we should all, I think, always be reading things that are just pleasurable also, or on maybe a topic that we're interested in. I know you like to read a lot of nonfiction. Which I do too. And I just enjoy reading. Sometimes I enjoy reading about things that I already know a lot about, but maybe there's this little tidbit, of information that's new to me, or just learning about fun too.
Yeah, no, it is. It's you're right. And I have the library to thank. I have all of you to really getting me back into reading and in reading a lot of different things now. And the other thing is, I think for parents or grandparents, I mean, it's great to model reading, especially if you're around your kids or your grandkids, and to show that you're not just telling them to read, you're reading too.
Absolutely. And that becomes really important as kids become independent readers. So when children are young and adults are reading to them, of course, that's very important. And then as kids become independent readers, it's really important for them to be able to look around and see adults around them reading, so that they understand that reading is just part of life. It's not something that you do only in school or only when you're a kid, but that it is part of life. And I think it's really important, too, for adults to convey that reading is pleasurable, that it's not work, that there, that we read to, like we were talking about before, we read to gain information or just to have a little escape.
Yeah.
But you're right. Modeling for kids is super important.
Well, and I remember a few years ago, and I don't even know if you still do this now, but and I think it was in the summer, if you read to a certain level, you could get a sign for your yard. And I remember in my neighborhood, one of those signs, and the girl's parents were telling me just how proud she was to put that sign up, and it said something like "A reader lives here." So it was a very clever thing, but you do enough things where you really, for kids, get it to be fun, and hopefully they become long-term readers.
Absolutely, yeah, that's our goal, because just reading has such a huge impact on your life. Again, it's a form of entertainment and escape, but it's also a way to keep your brain sharp and to learn about, places or cultures or topics that you maybe don't have access to sort of in your real life, but you can read about them and learn about them that way.
And you think about kids going back to school this year with just how crazy it was in the past year, to have kept up on reading and to continue to be reading. You're just that much ahead come the start of school.
Yeah, it's really critical. Summer slide is that term is used for when kids and teens experience a backward slide in their academic level and their reading level. So, studies show that kids and teens who read over the summer, they either stay at their same reading level or they even advance reading levels. And kids who don't read over the summer, they regress. And so it's really important to keep kids reading over the summer so they go back to school really ready to just kind of jump in and pick up where they left off.
LibraryPoint.org with all the information on what we've talked about and about summer reading and getting a library card or just all kinds of things. That's the other thing. If you haven't gotten a library card yet, what are you waiting for? Get one.
It's free.
Yes.
Right? No charge for the library card. You can get one online or you can get one in one of our branches. It's super easy. Yeah. There's no reason not to.
Darcy Caswell, the Youth Services Coordinator with the Central Rappahannock Regional Library. Darcy, as always, thank you.
Thank you.